Hi everyone, welcome back. The thing I most love about winter is foggy days, long cozy nights, and soul warming food. So, in this video, I will be sharing three recipes which is very healthy and the most important, they are very quick to make also. So, first we're gonna start with the pyaz and tomato pakoda. Now, you can make this pakoda for tea time. If not, it is a perfect recipe for brunch also. So, here first I'm gonna carefully peel the onion and then we'll slice it. We do want to slice it thick enough because we want to make sure that all the ring gets separated so then we can stuff it properly and make the pakoda out of it. This is very healthy way to make onion or the tomato pakoda, and as I mentioned it will be very quick also. So here as you can see the slices are quite a thick, and now carefully I'm gonna separate all the rings. Same way, I'm gonna go ahead and slice the tomatoes. Now with the tomato, only thing we need to keep in mind is it has to be very firm, because if the tomatoes is soft, then it will be very hard for us to slice them properly. And once the slices are done, then carefully we're gonna go ahead and remove the pulp. So now all the slices are ready. We'll go ahead and make the batter. So here first I'm taking 1 cup of besan. Into that add some salt to taste as well as some green chilies. Green chilies is up to you how spicy you want it, because we also gonna add some red chilies too. Also add some chopped onions as well as pinch of hing, that is asafoetida, some red chili powder, haldi powder, and in this batter I'm not adding any baking soda. If you do want to add it, you can add a pinch of baking soda at this moment, but I'm not adding it because the way this pakoda we're gonna make it doesn't require any soda at all, so I'm not gonna add it. But here I'm adding some grated ginger. That is totally optional, but that's gonna give really nutty flavor, so that's here I'm adding that. And next we're gonna add some chopped tomatoes. Basically this is the pulp that we took it out from the slices. That's what I'm adding here. And now carefully just keep adding some water. Now this batter, it's gonna be a little bit thicker than usual pakoda batter that we make. So when you add the water, just add it slowly and just keep mixing it. Just make sure there is no any lumps in it. And for some extra flavoring, here also I'm adding some kasuri methi. Mix very well, and that's it. Our batter is ready. Now to make this pakoda, here in a pan I'm taking some oil, and at this moment you want to keep the temperature on medium, because we do want to make sure that once we add the batter it get cooked properly on both sides. And once the oil is kind of hot enough, I'm gonna go ahead and first arrange all the onion rings, and then carefully we'll add the batter into that. So it will take around 2 to 3 minutes to get cooked on one side. Then you can go ahead and flip it on the other side Let the other side get cooked also. And then at the end, just sprinkle some chaat masala and that's it. The pyaz pakoda is ready. So this is the much healthier and easy way to make pakoda than the traditional way. And same way, we're gonna go ahead and make the tomato pakoda as well. Even if you are not fan of tomato, try this recipe because it has a chatpata flavor. And this recipe actually you can use it for party appetizer as well. So in that case, you can go ahead and make it and keep it in the oven so it stay crispy till you serve it. Our next healthy recipe is palak and green onion curry. So for that, first we'll go ahead and chop some spinach. Now if you are here in the state, try to buy the spinach that comes in the container like this, because in my experience, this one stays fresh for longer than the one that comes in the bag. Because let's say even if I use half of the container and the rest I keep it in the fridge, still it will stay fresh for long. Because the one that comes in the bag, I don't know, in my experience, it go bad very quickly. So whenever I buy the spinach, I always buy this one. Now these are the baby spinach. It's already been washed like 3 times, so of course it saves some time as well. So first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and roughly chop them. So before, I have made green onion curry without spinach or anything. So if you're interested in that recipe, I will link it down below in the description box. But definitely I would say this is my favorite recipe because first of all, curry, especially in winter, just soothe your throat, and curry chawal combination is such a comforting food that I can have basically any time of the day. And especially this curry, the more you let it simmer, it tastes really good. And nowadays in winter, I know even in India, spinach and the green onion is easily available. So I thought this is the perfect time for me to share this recipe with you guys. So here I chopped some green onion. I'll go ahead and wash it, and we definitely need this onion too. So this dry onion, basically I'm just gonna go ahead and thinly slice them. Now to prepare spinach and green onion mixture, first here in a pan I do have some ghee. Once the ghee is hot enough, add some cumin seed, methi dana, just a pinch of it, not more than that. Also some hing as well as some curry patta, whole red chilies and the green chilies as well. Now if you are not big fan of spicy food, if you don't like it, you don't need to add it. But of course I like spicy, so I'm adding some slice of green onion as well. We'll just go ahead and let that saute just for a few seconds or so, and also adding some slice of garlic. Now garlic also in this curry give really good aroma, and especially in the winter it is so good for us. So next here I'm adding some slice of onion in there. Now onion, we're gonna let this cook, so I'll go ahead and cover this and let this cook for at least couple of minutes. So once the onion is soft enough, I'm gonna add the green onions. Let that cook for another 2 to 3 minutes, and then I'll add spinach. Spinach of course doesn't take that long to cook, so we'll go ahead and mix everything very well and then only add the salt to taste as well as the haldi powder. Now we don't need to add any red chilies because we already have the green chilies in there. So at this point, now our mixture is ready. We'll keep this on the side and we'll go ahead and prepare for the curry. Now, whenever I make curry, I usually have 1 cup of yogurt to 1/4 cup of besan. But that is up to you how you like your curry. Let's say if you like your curry on the thicker side, then you do want to use more besan. If you like your curry on the soupy side, then you can have more yogurt. But I'm taking 1 cup of yogurt to 1/4 cup of besan. Now, first, when you take a yogurt, you do want to go ahead and mix everything very well. Make sure there is no any lumps, and then only you can add the besan. The problem is if you don't take this step, then when you cook the curry, and if there is still any lumps left, then it just doesn't look nice at all. Now I will add about 5 cups of water. Use the hand blender to blend everything, and then we'll prepare the tadka for this. Now, whenever I make any kind of curry, let's say if I'm making Gujarati curry, curry pakoda, always use the ghee. So we'll take about a tablespoon. Once it's hot enough, I'll add some cumin seed. Curry patta is always the must. Doesn't matter what kind of curry you are making it. Add some pinch of hing as well as whole red chili and the cinnamon stick. Cinnamon stick is optional, but try to make the curry with that because that, first of all, it gives good aroma. It tastes really good. Especially in the winter, you want that nutty flavor, and that definitely cinnamon stick will provide that. So once the tadka is ready, then only I will go ahead and add the curry mixture. Now once you add the curry mixture, it is so important that first few minutes you keep stirring it because otherwise it's gonna curdle and definitely curry will not come out properly at all. So first 5 minutes just keep mixing it, and then we'll add some spices. So all we need at this point is the red chili powder, haldi powder, salt to taste, and that's about it. We'll let this boil. We do want to boil this for at least 10 minutes or so because the besan needs to get cooked properly. Now let's say while making the curry, it felt like curry is way too thick but the besan hasn't cooked yet. Then just add more water, boil it for a few more minutes until there is no any raw besan flavor, and then add the spinach mixture in there, and that's about it. Curry is ready. But I'm gonna add the second tadka on top of this, which is totally optional, but I like to do that. So I'm using the same pan as we made the spinach mixture. Add about half a tablespoon ghee, also some whole red chili, chili powder, and some kasuri methi. Mix it very well. Add that tadka on top of the curry, and that's it, guys. Our curry is ready. Definitely give this recipe a try, especially as I mentioned, curry chawal combination is so comforting, especially in the winter months. To go with this curry, I'm also making jowar and bajri rotla. I think I have shared this recipe before, so we'll not spend too much time on it, but I'm taking both flour in same quantity, add some salt, and I also get the question asked like why my salt looks different. So I'm using the Himalayan salt, that's why it looks pink and not the white. And now I'm gonna add the hot water. Now whenever you make any kind of millet rotis, try to use the hot water to make the dough out of it, and that is the game changer. Your roti will come out so soft that even the next day if you eat that roti will be soft. So nowadays whenever I make like jowar, bajri or ragi roti, always use the hot water for that. And then once it's comfortable for me to use my hand, I will make the dough, and this dough needs to be a little bit stiffer than the regular chapati atta. I will keep it on the one side for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll go ahead and roll it. I'm using the Ziploc bag, cut it from two sides and apply the ghee so that way the roti doesn't stick to it. The reason I like to use the Ziploc bag while rolling this rotis is because I'm not using any dry flour at all. Especially when we make the millet roti, sometimes it gets really difficult to roll it because there is no any gluten in it. But if you make it this way, as you see, there is hardly any efforts needed. the roti definitely will come out perfect. And then we'll just go ahead and make it as how normally we make the regular chapatis. So here our healthy winter thali is ready. I have a spinach, onion curry, slice of onion, garlic chutney, papad, jowar bajri roti as well as chash. So this is the perfect combination for cozy winter night dinner. Definitely guys, give this recipe a try. And now let's move on to our last but not the least and my favorite sabji recipe. I'm not big fan of bangan at all, but something about the stuffed bangan and aloo sabji, I just love it. This is totally different recipe, never shared this before with you guys. So first of all, here I'm taking this small bangan, we'll cut them in the slit, and then here I'm making the garlic chutney. For this recipe, fresh garlic chutney is a must. So here do have some garlic. Into that I'm gonna add some salt as well as red chili powder, and that's about it. The chutney is ready. And here what I did is I took about 1/4 cup of poha, soak it in the water for about 10 minutes or so, and then to make the stuffing, here I'm first taking the poha. Into that I'm adding this garlic chutney. Garlic chutney is actually up to you how spicy you want it, but definitely this sabji will be on the spicier side. Also adding some haldi powder, just a pinch of hing. Also add some crushed peanuts as well as the dhania jeera powder. I'm also adding some grated ginger. That is optional, but I like the flavor of the ginger. Salt to taste as well as just a little bit of besan. Mix everything very well and our stuffing is ready. You can use this stuffing even if you are making the stuffed bhindi. You can use this stuffing for that because I have tried that and that also comes out really good. It's something like some different recipes, especially for the bhindi. We usually don't add the crushed peanut in there, but try making bhindi also with that. That also tastes really good. So we'll make this sabji in pressure cooker. So here taking some oil. Once the oil is hot enough, I'm gonna add the bangan in there. So I stuff it, but I didn't overstuff the bangan. And of course you can take the baby potatoes, stuff that also, but I'm not doing all that. So I just basically took the potato, cut them in the bigger pieces, add that, also add some chopped tomatoes, hing as well as the rest of the masala, and we'll add some water in here and pressure cook this for about couple of whistles. The only thing needs to be keep in mind while making the sabji is the temperature needs to be on the lower side, as well as we need enough water in here because we do have the besan as well as the poha in there, so the gravy will thicken up very quickly. So you do want to make sure there is enough water. Otherwise what will happen is that if there is not enough water, then the sabji will stick to the bottom and it will smell like a burn. So of course then it just doesn't taste good at all. So you want to make sure that there is enough water, and that's about it. Couple of whistles and the sabji is ready. Definitely guys, try also this recipe too, because as usual, if you have seen my other videos, you know that I always try to keep a recipe very simple but of course tasty, and it doesn't take that long to make it, because especially in the winter months when the weather is cold out there, you know, we just don't like to get up from the sofa and go in the kitchen and make dinner or lunch. So try this recipe. Thank you so much for watching guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. I will see you soon in my next video. Till then, take care. Bye.